everybody. Thank you for watching another episode of Infinite Realms. Today, going to take a look at a pretty damn cool version of Black Panther. I think this is the Legacy Collection one, because that seemed to be... The Black Panther movie seems to be the cutoff of most of that collection. There was a few of those in there, and they were pretty cool ones. It's got this pretty cool Chadwick Boseman head and some fists. And I do like this deco and design. I do like the shine on this. It's pretty cool. Look at those claws. Those are nice. Those are really nice. I do dig this figure. It's got a nice deco. You know, of course, it's the vibranium when it's about to, you know, when it's soaking up shots from others, and that's cool. I like Black Panther a lot, and Chadwick Boseman, I was very saddened when he passed. It was, of course, it was unexpected for all of us because none of us knew of his condition, and I was really, when I heard it, I was just like, oh man. And the first thing I thought of, you know, that very brief but very important scene in Endgame, where he, you know, first you hear Sam on your left, and then he walks through the portal, and then all the heroes start arriving, and it's like, I thought that was really good. I mean, he's not there very much in that movie, but he had such an important impact on that movie, and it was just so cool. The first Black Panther I thought was a really excellent film. I really enjoyed it. The second one, not so much, but I don't care what you did, how you did it. Nothing was going to help us get over Chadwick Boseman. He was Black Panther, dude. He was Black Panther. You recast him, it wasn't going to work. And whoever got cast in there was going to get some backlash. I would not have done it. Making Shuri the Black Panther, it still got some backlash, but at least there's precedent in the comic for it, and you can kind of roll with that. But again, that was up against the wall too, because they had to do something. They couldn't just not make a Black Panther sequel. They had to address his passing, no matter what. Even if it was just in the movie, they had to address it. Because, you know, Black Panther would be a big omission from this point forward. Now, the downside of that is it did sidetrack the movie, because the movie became more about what happens to Wakanda after the king dies, versus just being, you know, a cool movie. And you had a lot of things going on with Namor and and it was like too much was happening at once. And I'm sorry, Shuri, she was not my fave. I don't think she was anybody's fave. And when I thought about her becoming the Black Panther, I was like, oh boy, that's gonna sting. And it did, it stung. Stung a lot. And, you know, all we could do was sit and watch. But again, I really like Chadwick Boseman. When Civil War, when he first popped on the scene, I was like, wow, we've got Black Panther, dude. I mean, that is Black Panther, up and down, no doubt. And I think a lot of people agreed with me. But you know, the nice part was with Black Panther, nobody was screaming, you know, woke agenda, all that bullshit. Because, I mean, let's just face it. You know, first off, it was good. It seems like, you know, when it's actually a good movie, the politicals kind of step back a little bit, because, you know, we're seeing that now with X-Men 97. I mean, they're not making as much noise. Because it's actually good, rather than being, you know, some shit fest, and then like, oh, I can add my negativity to the shit storm, and then make it a political issue. even though it's not a political issue. It is just simply a bad piece of entertainment. Ooh, that was kind of a good connection I just made there. Wow. But when it's actually good, you can't make that shitstorm because it doesn't exist. And the reception to X-Men 97 has been very, very good. It started out that way before the show premiered. But then as the show went, it's like, no, this is pretty good. Hopefully that teaches Marvel and Disney something. Just try to be good. I mean, even if you just put forth the effort, that will make it. I mean, that is the problem. They've been lazy, and they're just thinking, oh, we can just do anything, and it'll just sell because we put a Star Wars label on it, or we put a Marvel label on it. No, it won't. And hopefully they've picked up on that now. I don't know, but I hope they have. You know, the MCU worked because even though they had some bad ones, they weren't that bad. Except for Iron Man 3. That was terrible. But at the same time, there were still good ones to be had when the bad ones hit. The problem with the MCU now is they're not having those good ones to balance out the bad ones. And that's what's making it rough. Eternals was horrible. It was just a horrible film. It has nothing to do with race swapping or gender swapping. It was a horrible fucking film. As was, I think the only movie I really liked was Shang-Chi, and it kind of did the whole Marvel, ooh, let's have a big digital diarrhea ending. So, for me, I think the answer is just write some good damn stories and be done with it. Just make some good damn movies. And if you stumble, if you stumble to have another Iron Man 3, if you're doing good movies, most of the time people will overlook that one as being one dumbass's wet dream and get over it. And won't bother, constantly badgering you about it, except for me because I am toxic. And I hate Iron Man 3. I really despise that movie. It is bad. But you notice, one thing about Iron Man 3. And yeah, I think a lot of people thought that was just a terrible movie. Because the response to it was to never actually acknowledge the movie's existence. Did anyone notice that? I did. There's literally no referencing that. And they did it again with Eternals too. But yeah, I don't care about Eternals. Oh, I do want to know, what about that big hand and head sticking out of the ground? We're just never going to address that? Okay. So, people are like, why aren't they addressing that? It's like, yeah, because the movie sucked that bad. It was that so damn bad, they won't acknowledge that the movie even happened. Remember Pepper and Tony got rid of all the Iron Man suits and there was no Iron Man suits left? And the next time he shows up, he's got an Iron Man suit. Yeah. Okay. So I'll wrap it up there. I really like this Black Panther though. This is a really cool Black Panther. Don't forget to do the likey subscribies. Sounds like I'm saying something else, don't it? And you guys have a good day, alright? You take care.